Hail to the king, baby.
Hello, motherfucker.
It's beer o'clock, everybody, and welcome to Strictly Splatter Live, episode 3. Welcome to our little weird video store. Today we're joined by TC, who is joining the Splatter cast, I guess we can call it, for today. Before we say hello to TC, BC, welcome. This is episode 3, man. I'm happy we're doing this. How are you feeling about it so far?
I'm feeling good. The movies were interesting, and I enjoy doing this. So I'm all for it. Yeah, it's a good distraction. Something to do.
Something to do again.
There you go. TC,
Yeah.
welcome. You're no
Thanks,
stranger to the channel, obviously.
No.
But this is your first time being handed a bunch of crazy movies.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the madness?
Well, I don't want to spoil anything. I am. But I'm gonna say, for me, anyways, 2 out of 3 were really good. No spoilers, of course, but I can tell you that Singapore Slingshot is not any of the 2. Singapore Sling, excuse me, Singapore Sling.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wet Movie 1 in the chat. What's up, buddy? He says, "Hey nerds." He's on the bus watching Super Dorks. Oh, well, here's the thing. You have to ride the bus. I got a car. I don't know. I don't know. Who's the dork now? My car drives itself. Wet Movie 1. I don't know. I hope you're well, buddy. Actually, Wet Movie 1 and I are going to be hanging out later tonight.
Oh, cool.
We're going to be watching In a Violent Nature at 11 p.m.
Oh.
Oh wow! Let us know what you think. That looks fun.
Yeah, I'm most likely do a review on his channel or something like that. But absolutely, fingers crossed, it's good. I've heard everything from, it's if Terrence Malick made a slasher movie, to it's better than any Jason movie. So it's weird.
I don't know about that,
thing,
but
yeah,
I've heard mixed things too. I mean, I'm curious, but we'll see.
We shall see. Brian Sanchez, what's up, buddy? Happy to have you here, brother. Real quick before we jump into the video store and pick out our trilogy of terror, as it were, I noticed your Mad Max T-shirt. I still have not had a chance to watch Furiosa. What did you think, TC? Give us your review.
Oh man, I loved it. I mean, I think if you love the Max movies, if you like them, you'll really enjoy Furiosa. It definitely ties in, gives you a lot of background on her and stuff like that, and it's really cool. I enjoy it for sure.
So you don't mind that there's not a Mad Max movie? That it's
no. I mean, spoiler or no spoiler?
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Okay. Well, it's I can't even say that either.
All right.
No.
don't go any further.
It's. I think I don't know what their plans are. Probably this is just a one-off kind of situation, but it's definitely in the Mad Max universe, obviously, in more ways than just like what it seems.
Gotcha.
So,
okay,
yeah.
Good to know. I honestly think this is probably the end of the franchise because it bombed.
Yeah, I know. They were talking about maybe doing a I don't know.
I didn't know it bombed.
Yeah, it was like supposedly neck and neck with what was it that came out last week with Garfield and like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they were hoping it would open higher than it did, and it's just kind of dropped.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was fun. I
mean, the last movie was nominated for an Oscar, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a new movie, and I just wanted to get your take because I have not seen it yet, and I just have not found the time to go out and see it, and I definitely want to and see it in theaters.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's fun. You like the other ones, you'll like this one.
Good to know. Sean, the Scarred God, or Scared God? No, Scarred God. He says, I've had Singapore Sling on my shelf for 23 years. I finally watched it tonight to prep for this chat. Really looking forward to the chat. Awesome, man. I'm glad.
Awesome.
Wow.
Chris says, hey, everybody. I haven't cracked Singapore Sling open yet. I enjoyed Maya. I'm curious about Gator Bait. So would you say that you're Gator curious? I think
What?
that would make sense. So here's what we're gonna do. We got three movies. We got three people on the panel. Um,
Mhm.
Tracker is our special guest. TC, where
Oh.
do you want to start?
I if we can, I'd like to start with the one I like the most, which was Gator Bait.
Okay, all right. Let's let me do this. I'm gonna pull the trailer in, and I'm going to kind of play that in the background
Mhm.
a little bit while we chat about it.
Yeah.
And give everybody sort of some visual context. This is a trailer that's made from the filmmakers themselves.
Oh,
Uh,
really? All
the-
right.
these are the filmmakers. So there's gonna be a link that shows up that says "Buy Gator Bait." That link does not exist. You can eventually get it from Terrorvision. Hopefully, it's releasing this year with part two. But okay, Gator
Cool.
Bait. TC, take
Mhm.
it away. Give us your thoughts on Gator Bait.
Well, I mean, I've heard of it before, but I've never seen it, so this was the first time for me. I really like the whole revenge, badass chick thing against these aloof rednecks that she has to deal with. This, I think, movie has like probably the sexiest boat chase scene ever, if you know what I mean. If
Yeah,
you saw the movie,
yeah.
I mean, I think in any movie so far, I don't know, I could be wrong. Um, I thought it was really cool. It was simple, but again, I like how there's she's chased through the swamp, and she has all these traps and stuff like that, and she doesn't give a crap. It's really cool. I thought it was a really cool movie. I was pleasantly surprised, and it gives me a second reason to want to go to the swamp. So that's
A
bonus.
second, yeah.
Yeah, the first
You know,
one's to
you
meet
had
Swamp Thing.
now the second one was to meet Gator Bait's nip slip.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
um,
And it has a
Daniel
twist too,
Ross
which is
says
cool too.
it does. It really does.
Yeah. Hmm.
Daniel says I thought the new Mad Max movie would flop big time. Yeah, it
Oh
did. Unfortunately,
yeah.
unfortunately. So BC, you go next. Gator Bait.
Okay, I liked the movie. I didn't love it, but I thought it was very well done. It's competent. I like how she is a kick-ass babe and she knows the swamps like the back of her hand, and that's like where she grew up in. And what else? I I thought that one of the main bad guys that's after her using a
Mm-hmm.
whip. I thought that was very interesting. I've never. There's probably, I mean, apart from Indiana Jones, I don't see. I'm probably, this guy's a bad guy using a whip in the swamp. But that was pretty cool. He constantly whips his deadbeat sons when they're up to no good. Um, Gator Bait, the main girl was cute and she knows how to defend herself. She knows what she wants. She's good at strategies because the story is pretty much that the sheriff's son and a friend are hiding out to catch her poaching an alligator, and but they pretty much want to rape her, and then things go badly because she throws a bag of snakes in a little boat where they are, and a stupid
Mm-hmm.
deputy shoots the boat. This is not a spoiler. This is what catapults the movie.
Yeah.
He shoots his friend in the head by mistake and then lies about it.
I like that TC's laughing at that.
Blames her.
It's good. I'm like,
Yeah,
when I was
and
seeing that, I'm like,
so
what the
I
hell?
think the theme of this movie is lies and lust. I think because a simple, not as simple. This is quite a big lie to say that you shot someone by mistake and then blame it
Yeah.
on someone totally innocent. A lie could really r- rouse up the hate of the other people that want revenge.
Mm-hmm.
And then lust, everybody wants to get with what's her name, Desiree, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to get with her, and bunch of horny bastards in the swamps. She is a proven adversary, and she gets her revenge. And I really didn't like the guy with the whip. He was like the devil, and his son, the
What?
one I won't say what happens,
Wait,
but
you say you did?
I
You
think
say
his
you
name is
didn't
Joe
like it?
Bob. He does some.
He didn't like it. He was the devil.
But I thought you said you did like that. He was the
I
guy with the
didn't
whip
like.
and the.
No, I thought it was cool that he had the whip, but
Oh,
I didn't like his character because he's like evil. But
oh.
even more evil is his son Joe Bob and what he does later on in the film.
Mm.
So, so you got a lot of hate coming towards this innocent girl, and
Mm.
Yeah.
I like how things are wrapped up. In other words, Cajun justice. So I enjoyed myself watching this movie. It was better than I thought it would be. Um, Something that gets to me that I think Master Chaos mentioned in his letterbox. It's
Mm.
like, how could she go around barefoot? I mean, isn't she afraid of being bit by snakes or bugs, and then people jump in the swamp and they get all their clothes wet? The actors must have really been determined to do this type of film because there's a lot of mud and swamp stuff, and they get it all over their clothes, and they're constantly in and out of the water, and a messy movie. If I was an actor, I don't think I could go in the middle of the swamp and shoot something like this. What do you guys
Um,
think?
well, BC. When Cajun justice is a factor, shoes are of no consequence. Mm-mm.
It's true.
Ah, okay. But it's an enjoyable movie, an enjoyable movie. I liked it. I liked
Yeah.
it.
I like we joke behind the scenes. BC sometimes comes off as like little baby church mouse at the movies, and he's like, "Boy, there sure is a lot of violence coming to this poor innocent young lady." But like, but he'll watch a 3 hour Japanese torture movie.
Well, I go my likes in films are bipolar. Like I watch cartoons still. Like right now I'm watching X-Men 97 and I like the DC animated cartoons. So I like a whole bunch of different types of things. It's not just the extreme that turns me on.
But it
Yeah, I
helps.
could go for anything. I yeah. So those are
Okay.
my initial thoughts on Gator Bait.
Great. So here's what's interesting, and we'll do this on the second round. Um, a lot of people consider this very close to "I Spit on Your Grave," and
Yeah.
I would say, and I like "I Spit on Your Grave." This is actually the first time I've ever seen Gator Bait. I'd never seen it before until
Hmm.
watching it for the show. I loved it, and I
Me
think it's
too.
better. I think it's better than "I Spit on Your Grave."
Shouldn't they call it Gator
Uh,
Great?
Gator great,
Yeah.
great bait.
Yeah.
And here's and someone left a comment on a past video about this movie that because I guess they read the letterbox, where the movie's great and I
Hmm.
gave it a good letterbox review, but I didn't like a similar movie called Fair Game, an Australian movie.
Mm.
Mm.
Here are the differences. Gator Bait is Death Wish meets The Fugitive with swamp ass and no bra. Uh,
Mm.
it's
Mm.
it's not. I mean, it is, but it's not really a rape revenge movie. You don't
No.
have
Right.
those awful moments. I mean, there
Right.
is one, which is probably the most shocking moment in the movie, which we won't spoil here,
Right.
involving her sister, which is like, holy fuck, I can't believe they did that.
Hmm.
Which changes the game. Uh, but it's not like I Spit on Your Grave, where it's like 20 minutes of just really distasteful sexual assault.
Yeah.
The same thing happens in Fair Game, which is, you know, um, this girl gets terrorized by these Australian backwoods kind of, hillbilly guys or whatever, and she's just being tortured the whole movie, so it's unpleasant. Here, our hero kicks ass, and
Yeah.
she's not afraid to fight back.
Mhm.
She's basically John
Hmm.
McClane in the woods, right?
Yeah.
And you see her titties, so it's even
Right.
better, you know. So
Yeah.
to me, this works way better. as like a fugitive type movie because she's on the run. They're trying to find her. She's been wrongfully accused of this murder. Thank you, by the way, BC, for giving the plot. She's on the run. She's ducking and dodging. She's trying to protect her family. These guys think she's a murderer. Then the tables turn, and she uses the swamp in her favor. I didn't know what to expect. Honestly, this would be a whatever movie.
Yeah,
maybe 3 stars at best. But I left being incredibly surprised by how amazing this was, and that's why I suggested it for tonight's show. I'm like, guys, we have to watch this. I don't know if I tipped my head too much, but this was a wonderful surprise. Let me check in with the chat here. Sean says, I think I would like Gator Bait. Just haven't seen it yet. I think you'll love it, honestly. Zach, what's up? He says, just made it to the party. I'm glad you're here, bud. Sean also says, BC likes Begotten, so he's way cool in my book. There you go.
That's one.
Begotten is a tricky movie because it's...
You scarred the whole Voyage crew with that movie, right? You know that, right? Everyone is scarred from that.
So absurd. Begotten.
No.
It's not a good movie, but it is a good movie at the same time. It's just so weird.
You were right the first
I
time.
enjoy Begotten a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there is only one. He's the right audience for it. But Sean, I'm glad you agree. My initial thoughts. I think it's a fantastic movie. It's got it's on the surface you think you know what you're gonna get, but there is a twist. And there's some stuff that happens halfway through that's really shocking. You're like, God damn, that is insane. Like I think stuff that tops I Spit on Your Grave in terms of like how horrible it is. But it's never like, ugh, God, I want to look away from the screen. It just kind of happens. You're like, holy shit, holy God, and you're 100%. I mean, you're on her side no matter what. But by that point, you're like, fuck these guys, tear these bastards apart. And you know what? Well, spoilers. Nobody got eaten by a gator, right? That never happened.
I think it's implied. Well, I don't know if I don't want to spoil because I don't think we're doing spoilers. But there is a scene when one of the guys is taken out, and you see a gator. There's a shot of a gator popping up, approaching, but I don't think they ever show it. If you know what I'm talking about, towards the end. This movie this reminds me a little bit along the lines I felt a similar way with the movie Shallow Grave, because I had never seen that either. Right. Again, a small movie, no big deal movie, but I thought it was really good and it had a good twist and it was pretty original in its own right. So this gave me those vibes too.
I had seen the VHS box for this in video stores like all the time, but just the box. Looking at it, my mom would never let me rent it because it's like kind of like a half-naked woman in the swamp.
Sure, yeah.
So when I was like a younger kid, I looked at the cover. Yeah, that's it. But like, my mom goes, no.
Isn't this getting a release, by the way?
Else, she would say.
Like I said in the beginning, TerraVision will be releasing part 1 and part 2.
Right.
On Blu-ray, hopefully this year.
Cool.
Are they gonna be releasing it together as a 2-pack?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what was implied. So I hope that's the case. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Now let's hope that the sequel is just as entertaining as this one.
Have not seen it, so I don't know if anybody in the chat has seen it. Let us know. Share your thoughts on that one. Sydney Jenkins says, "I love Claudia Jennings, but the only time I saw Gator Bait was on DVD. That looks so bad you could barely see her." Well, if you do some Googling and put on your scientist glasses, you can see more of Claudia Jennings. You can do more scientific research on her.
Get to the lab.
Zach says, definitely got a thing for Claudia Jennings. I mean, she's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And she's not naked through the movie, but there is a nip slip. I think that's what TC was referencing in the beginning. Yeah. And I'm like, thank God for wind.
Yeah. Not to be a downer, but I don't think I knew her from anything else. She seemed familiar, and when I looked her up on IMDb, I obviously did not know this, but she died really young at 29.
Oh no, that's
Yeah,
awful.
something like that. Yeah,
Oh
yeah, like
wow,
in yeah, yeah, which is really was a real shame.
What a bummer. Well, rest
Yeah.
in
that guy's
peace.
Joe Bob.
What happened?
Okay, that's the scene. Oh man, that scene
Oh
is
yeah.
horrible. All right, TC, go ahead and give it your final thoughts and your splatter rating. Now, just to remind you and our audience, you
Hmm.
can go 1 out of 5 skulls. It's skulls, right? Yeah, it's skulls. Or blood
Coffins,
drops or
coffins,
something.
Coffins,
Coffins,
right?
coffins. That's
coffins.
what it is. Yeah. Jesus, how did I forget that? It's coffins. 1 out of 5 coffins. Obviously, one is, 0 is bad, 5 is great.
Right, right.
And then rate blood, breasts, and beasts. Same rating. Go ahead.
I mean, like you mentioned, is I was pleasantly surprised with it. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely buy it when it comes out. And so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 5 because I was really surprised. I didn't know what I was getting. I thought I knew what I was getting, and I got more than what I expected. So that's always a plus. Now the three Bs you say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just to double check, it's coffins also reviews for each one of those as well,
Yeah, it's just out of 5.
or oh, out of 5. Um, well, let me see. Beasts, I guess the bad guys, typical, I don't know, low life redneck guys. So it's kind of cut and paste with them. But I'm glad with that. They got their just due. But I guess for the villains, I guess I'll give it a 3 because they were whatever, nothing out of this world. For the what's the other one? Blood. It wasn't really that bloody, was it? Right? I mean, with as many gunshots and traps, it really wasn't overly gory at all. So I don't know.
Mm.
Mm, I mean, not that it was there was great
the
action and stuff
one
like that,
maybe,
but huh? Uh, I mean, I'll give it 2 because I like how they, the
maybe.
action and the traps and all that. So I'll give it a 2 because it still wasn't graphic per se. And breasts, well, it really wasn't that much nudity either. I guess the beginning really is what had anything, right?
The sister too.
And the sister. So
And
since it's kind of
the sister.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So since it's kind of low on that too, I'll give that a 2 as well. But overall, the movie I give it a 5 though. It's really enjoyable. It's worth it. It's worth a look.
Awesome.
Uh, Absolutely. So Sydney says it looks like it was a car accident that took Claudia Jennings' life. That's
Oh
unfortunate.
wow. Okay.
Oh
I didn't know.
man,
I didn't know
that
the cause,
sucks.
but all right.
Awful.
It's pretty awful. And as
Mm,
Zach
Yeah.
sharing, she was in a few Corman films as well. So
Oh, okay, cool.
mm.
good. So it wasn't just she wasn't just known for
For this movie.
swamp bait.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right, brother Chaos, give us your finals and your ratings.
My overall coffin count is gonna be 3.5 because it was a fun movie. It was better than I expected, but it's
Hmm.
not my cup of tea. And lately, I don't know whether it's all the stress that I'm going through. I haven't been enjoying movies as much as I used to in the past, even if they're good movies. Like one movie that I really like was Men Behind the Sun that I saw a long time ago, and I
Why
saw it
you
again
laughing?
recently, and I gave it a low rating just because I don't know. Sometimes stress messes with the enjoyment of a movie, at least in my particular
Sure,
circumstance.
but for those of you who don't know, Men Behind the Sun isn't a feel good happy family time movie. It's
Hmm.
a, it's
No,
it's
no,
a
it's
kind of it's about Japanese torture.
His cup of tea.
yeah, and yeah. You would think that I would give that one a higher rating, but I think I
Yeah.
gave it like a 3 on Letterboxd. But anyway, so this movie I give it a 3.5. The blood maybe a 2, like TC said. Breast 2 because you get that nip slip and then you see her sister bathing in the swamp
Hmm.
and you see her boobs. And then for beasts, I'm I'm deciding between 3 and a 4 because the dad with the whip, he was really like that actor played a terrific villain. And then his
Mm,
son doesn't fall far from the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The Jobab's son that does that unspeakable act halfway
yeah,
towards the movie. I hated him. I hated him a lot. I hated his face. I hated his cockiness. And you could
Hated his
tell he
what?
was just cold-hearted, his cockiness, and he was just cold-hearted. So I would for Beast, I would probably say a three. You know who I did feel bad for? The
The
son
snakes.
of the sheriff that initially killed his friend in the beginning and accidentally. You
Yeah.
could tell he wasn't like the rest of the crew. He was a little bit more innocent to you, to for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You mean the one who
he
lied
like
about the
he
and
just
set everything up? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, he's innocent.
Yeah, but then he told the truth, which is too late.
Yeah,
He
too
told
late,
the
bud.
truth later in the film that he fessed up that it was him who killed his friend by mistake.
So wait,
Right.
But
let me just get
yeah,
this
for
straight.
Beast,
You think the guy, you felt bad for the guy who basically wanted to rape this woman, as framed her for murder, and then towards the end when he felt some guilt, he gave up the truth. Actually, he should have been shot in the face maybe instead of the rib cage.
he was less evil than all the other guys.
He was probably
And
stupider.
something that's interesting is that yeah, he was stupid. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah, he was
wasn't
kind of
that smart
dopey.
in the head.
He was kind of dopey. Yeah.
And he wa- he was, and if you think about it, one of the things that makes this movie badass is
Hmm.
that it was five men against one girl. So that goes to show you that she
Hmm.
really knows how to defend herself, make traps, and cage injustice, man. That's good. Um, yeah. So overall, 3.5. Blood, two, I think. Breasts, two, and beasts, three or four. I'm gonna stick with three, and those are my final.
Cool.
Final thoughts there.
Yeah.
Okay. Sydney's sharing some information. He says her last film was Cronenberg's Fast Company with John Saxon and William Smith. I didn't know she was in that. That's interesting.
Hmm.
I've seen it. I'm not a big fan of it, but that was her last
Oh man.
feature film. All right, final thoughts. I think
Mm.
it's a great movie. It's got a lot of it's one of those things that it hits the ground running. It doesn't spend 20 minutes. Oh, hey, let's go get some bread, or I've got to go fix my car. It doesn't spend a lot of
Yeah.
time developing shit. It just hits the ground running. It to a degree, it feels like a grindhouse version of First Blood.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah, true.
it has that manhunt, person living
Mhm.
off the wilderness, surviving kind of a thing. So if you liked First Blood, I mean, I think you'll dig this movie quite a bit. And I think it's more
Right.
palatable than something like I Spit on Your Grave or The Hills Have Eyes or something like that. I think it's a great film. I think it's surprisingly well made for what it is. I don't like that everybody's barefoot, and I mean I don't know what the shit she's stepping on, and I mean I was just freaking out in the scene when they're like in like the waist deep swamp water.
Mhm.
There's fucking
Yeah.
gators like 2 inches away from those guys. I don't know how nobody died making that
Right.
movie. I
Yeah.
could never.
I
I
know.
could never, dude. I would freak out. It's like, what's it? Okay, no, no, no. Get me out of here. I would not be able to just like dance around in the swamps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
But you can write Gator Bait
I would
3.
film it.
Exactly.
I would film it. I just wouldn't be in the water with the actors. I'll let them deal with it.
Oh.
Um, um, there's a story that's the label Death Crocodile got its name because there's a famous story of a movie that was filming in Africa, and the director asked the actors to go film in the swamp, and he's like, with the main actor, I forget his name, is a big actor. He's like, I'm not getting in there because there's crocodiles. And the local guide, the hunter, goes, "Oh, don't worry. But what I'll do is I'll shoot my gun, for 24 hours. Like every hour I'll shoot off a round, and it'll scare them away, so that you'll be fine. There won't be any
Mm.
gators in the water." So they're shooting the water stuff the next day, and they say, "Okay, Mister Actor, get in the water." And he goes, "No, I'm still not getting in the water." And the guy says, "But I shot the gun to scare the crocodiles away. And he says, "But what about the deaf crocodiles?" And that's how
Oh,
That's good. Oh, okay.
interesting.
That's
that's how
good.
deaf crocodile got the name.
That's good. I
So
like that.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I hate the swamp, but it makes for good cinema. Obviously, Hard Target, one of his best movies, is set in the swamp. So
Mhm.
it just adds to the feeling, and it's very much a regional action movie, but I think it works. I mean,
Yeah.
it's right up there with something recently released. It feels like a not as big as Invasion USA, but it's kind of has that vibe to it, which I like. So absolutely gets a thumbs up, and I hope part two is just as good. I'm buying it regardless. So absolutely 5 coffins for me. Loved it, loved it, loved it. One of my favorite discoveries of the year. In terms of blood, it's not very bloody, but there is a lot of killing, but it's fairly dry. So I think two. Boobs is going to be two because one is sort of a nip slip, and the other one, involved the sister, and yes, she's bathing, but then she's being assaulted, so it's not as
Mhm.
attractive. So I think a two is a safe
Right.
place to land, and the
Hmm.
bad guys are horrible, but they're not ruled by lust. They're not after her. Oh man, I mean, the beginning they sort of are, but
Yeah.
for the whole movie, they think they're getting revenge. They're not
Right.
necessarily, hey, let's get this girl's ass. It's
Hmm.
let's kill her for what she did. So in a way,
Hmm.
they don't think they're the bad guys. They think they're the good guys, and she's the bad guy, which is interesting.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right,
Um,
right.
so I would land in a 3 for them because I don't necessarily think they're like super villains or anything. But overall, I think it's a really good movie, and I highly highly recommend it.
Mm.
Before we move on to the second film, we have a couple comments here. Sean says, "Begotten has a character named God killing himself. That alone is top tier." But the director also made a film named Suspect Zero, which is also great and more mainstream. Yeah, Suspect Zero and Shadow the Vampire, which are both solid movies.
Yeah, I
Have you seen
saw
those?
Shadow of the Vampire. I haven't seen Suspect Zero yet.
Gotcha. Daniel has a question for the panel. Got a question to ask. Was that new Toxic Avenger movie worth watching? Well, we haven't seen it, but I'm
Hmm.
I'm curious. TC, what do you think? You're the superhero guy. What do you think?
That's the Peter Dinklage one, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I want to see it. I'm a fan of the Toxic Avenger and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be fun. I don't know how much in the vein of how different it's gonna be. If it's gonna be just a darker movie, maybe I think it's their take. I'm not 100% because I haven't heard too much from it, but it should be fun. I mean, I'm looking forward to a proper trailer though because I don't know. I keep thinking Peter Dinklage as a Toxic Avenger. I don't know if the idea is that he's himself and then he becomes a larger character, like someone else plays him, or if it's him, like his
yeah.
version. And I mean, whatever. It is what it is, but we'll see. I don't think it's going to be goofball.
Is
At least I don't
Lloyd
think that's how they're going to
Kaufman?
play it. Huh?
Is Lloyd Kaufman attached to the new Toxic Avenger movie?
I don't think so, right?
I think he's just producer and name
A
only kind
producer
of a
credit or
thing.
something. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to check it out,
Okay.
But
though.
yeah, I'll watch it. But yeah, I'm not like dying to go get tickets for it
Yeah.
anytime soon. Montag is here. He says, "I'm sold on Gator Bait after hearing it discussed. I like my other recent television releases. Good. I'm glad you've been liking the television
Awesome.
stuff. Yeah, that's a good one. Um, Victor Mature. Thank you, Vince. That's right. That's the actor who said deaf crocodiles. That's right. It's Victor Mature. Um,
Mm.
all right, brother Chaos, the monk with the funk. What, what are we reviewing next?
How about Maya?
Son of a bitch! You're gonna make me do Shanghai. What the fuck? Shanghai Surprise? The fuck is it
Shanghai.
Shanghai Shotgun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maya,
Singapore.
Maya.
Maya, son of a dick. Okay. Um, I know I pulled the trailer for Maya. I can't find. Okay, here we go. Okay, Maya, BC, take it away. Tell us about Maya.
Okay, I think in Maya is the only thing to do in Mexico is have sweaty sex and crazy superstitions and drink a lot of booze. Um,
Oh man.
it was I I read your IMDb, not IMDb, letterbox,
Yeah.
and it rang a bell with me. Something that you said that it's Final Destination in Mexico, and that's true because you never really see the evil force except the demon girl with the frizzy hair. She's the only one that embodies the evil. But this chick right there, she's a crazy bitch, man. It's like, I mean, she's pretty, but she's unhinged. And so like at first she has all this crazy sex with the main character, the American that's staying
Mm-hmm.
in Mexico.
Yeah.
But then she gets jealous and she's super crazy. I wouldn't
Mm.
want her as a girlfriend because she's just too crazy. She goes ape shit, mad, jealous,
Mm-hmm.
wild. I don't want to tame that. That's just too much. I could get hurt, you know? So the story is this American guy living in Mexico, and it's unclear what his job is. Whether he likes to gamble a lot. He likes to. I'm not sure if he works at the little bar restaurant,
Oh.
and then he's on the fishing boat with his buddy, and he does some stuff there. But he's just like passing the time, trying to have a good time in Mexico. But everyone's sweaty like a lot in the movie, which fine,
It's
I
hot there,
guess.
man.
Which is fine.
Um, very hot, very hot. Yeah. I'm not gonna give away any spoilers, but in the ending, the final act, the masks
Hmm.
that because the final act is supposed to be El Día de los Muertos, the Day
Hmm.
of the
Mm.
Dead, and they have this ritual in Mexico where they celebrate that, and the mask worn by the people is kind of freaky.
Hmm.
Um, I would have liked a little watching someone kill like a demon kill the people instead of the stuff happening Final Destination style.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
I thought this movie was fun for what it was, and people start dying. There's these two very annoying teenagers,
Oh, I hated
Americans,
them. I hated them.
that they yeah, yeah, and everyone dies one by one, and I'm
Yeah.
so glad. This is not a
Oof.
spoiler, but I'm so glad that they died because they were
Me too.
so
I couldn't
awful.
wait till they died.
Yeah, they were stupid and dumb, and
The worst was
but the
the worst one
movie,
was the
I
skinny one.
liked the
That was the
movie.
worst one.
What happened?
The worst one was the skinny one. That guy, I hated him.
Yes, the skinny one. Yeah, he had these stupid faces.
Yeah.
I hated him. But the kills were cool.
Hmm.
Um, there was so much superstition and legend that I got it all confused in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like a tribe of Mexican Indians got killed by a demon or something, and then there's this thing about a mirror that they do a séance over
And the
it
Devon Sawa thing, it
towards
really
the
confused
end,
the crap out of me.
and everything starts breaking. Right, right. But it's a watchable movie. I wouldn't buy it, but I'm glad I saw it. I saw it twice just to
Twice?
remember things. Yeah, I saw it twice. Yeah.
Did you turn the air off in your apartment so you can like feel like you were in the
So
movie?
no, no way.
Look at that.
But the main
Never.
guy is likable. The main guy is
Uh,
likable. And what's this thing when one of the girls that works in the restaurant, she only has one earring. I thought that was
that's
kind
how
of
they.
weird.
That's how they do it in the mean streets of Mexico, BC. You don't
Yeah.
know. You got to be sweaty and one earring. That's it.
Mean Streets of Mexico.
Yep.
But I think the thing that really stuck in my head was that wild chick that the main American guy is fucking. She is like dynamite. I mean, like she's pretty, but I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. She's just too wild. I could get hurt. You know,
She could break your dick,
it's
man.
not fun. It's not fun
And
with
she
a
has the
crazy girl.
and she
Yeah,
has the
she would
worst.
break my dick.
And she has. And she has the worst luck with showers from the
What?
beginning when she got and later.
Oh man. All right. Very good.
I didn't hear what
Very good.
TC said.
No, that she has the worst luck in showers too, from the beginning of the movie when you first meet her, and then
Oh
later on,
yeah,
bad luck.
yeah,
Never take a bath. No.
yeah.
Yep.
Later on, yeah. Never think about yeah.
All right,
I wouldn't
DC.
want to go visit.
Go ahead. There's a delay on your end. Just go.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Alrighty then. That's Maya. That's Brother Cass's opening thoughts. TC, what do you think about Maya?
I did like it. I had never seen it. It was enjoyable. I was a little bit torn with the male protagonist because he. Correct me if I'm wrong. He looks a lot like a young Tom Berenger, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, right? I thought he was gonna be kind of how should I put it? Kind of like a Jake Speedish kind of character, like some cool, does odd jobs or whatever. But in the beginning of the movie, the first chunk of the movie, he seems like a bit of a jerk. He's like cheating people out of their money. He's a man whore and all that stuff. Like I don't like him till a lot later in the movie, but he seems like a bit of a jerk for the better part of the movie.
Yeah.
The movie itself, though, I enjoyed it. I mean, the whole Final Destination he kind of kills were pretty neat. It was a very sweaty movie, but it was all right. It's all right. What else can I say about this movie that hasn't been said already? I got confused because it's takes place in Mexico, but it's an Italian movie, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean that happens a lot.
It does, right? Yeah. She's very attractive. She was actually a really attractive actress. I've never seen her before, so she was cool. But kind of a downside to one of the B's because you get to see BC's girlfriend, but you don't see. Yeah. But the blonde you don't get a shot at. So I mean, now there's like a whole nighty thing, which is cool, but something's better than nothing, I guess. The kills are pretty cool, though. The kills are pretty cool. There's that Hellraiser kill. The bathtub kill is one of my favorites. It took me by surprise because when she hits that first hit, when she hits her eyeball on the handle, oh man, I mean, I felt that. Oh damn, man, that was probably one of the best kills. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know if I'd buy it. May not rewatch it. I don't know, but I did definitely enjoy it. It's the second best movie on this lineup, in my opinion.
I concur.
I can't hear you that well.
You couldn't hear me? I'm not going to repeat myself, so too bad. You have to rewind the tape and watch it again.
Don't worry about it, BC. If you can't hear, just play along at home. I concur, TC. I think this is a pretty dang good movie for for what it was. It could have been terrible. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
There's a lot going for it. I'm a big fan of the Dick Breaker. I'm certainly I'm sure I could handle her. BC can't. But
oh man.
but the biggest problem this movie has is that there's no story. There's zero
Mm.
narrative drive here. It's just
Right.
people hanging out. You're right, BC. It's just sweaty people sweating it out. A dude having sex. A girl at a bar. Oh, let's go to another bar. Oh, let's just hang out by the ocean. There's no real story. There's no connective
Yeah.
tissue. Just random people being killed. However, when we do get kills, they're amazing. Like we talked about the two punk guys. That stuff is really great. It's really violent, really bloody.
Mhm.
It certainly doesn't spare any expense in terms of the graphic fun of what you would expect in a movie like this. The fish hooks and yes, the bathtub scene, which is when she smashes
Fish
her
hooks
nose.
was
That
good.
was my favorite.
Mhm.
Her nose,
But
yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, the biggest issue is there is no plot, and then when you get to the ending, you're like, "What the fuck is going on? What? It's nonsense."
I think probably the plot that probably could have been worked on better is because obviously the blonde, I forget her character's name, I'm sorry, but she's there because the death of her father, and then in essence he's the connection of, because he's tied into the two guys dealing with this whole deal, but they include all these other people that have nothing to do with anything except for Dick Breaker, that's dated the protagonist and whatnot, but everybody else is kind of like around,
Mhm.
and they get caught up in this thing randomly. Like if there was a bit more of a connection or something, but yeah, it's kind of like
Mhm.
what should be the main narrative is kind of dumbed down and simplified and like almost like hidden away.
It's like they spend more time on the
And I
fucking Tom
understand
Berenger
that.
guy.
Mm.
Hold on. They spend more time on the Tom Berenger guy sweating and walking around than developing what the
Hmm.
hell's going on. What exactly is
Yeah.
the Mayan curse? What exactly is that? What are they celebrating? What are they preparing for?
Right.
What does the mirror mean at the end? What's going on?
Yeah.
How does this solve anything? Whatever happens at the end,
Hmm.
it's almost like it's hard to connect to anything because it all feels so superfluous and like hid under the
Hmm.
rug,
Hmm.
that when you get to the end, you're like, what the fuck does that mean? Is the movie over? What's going on? And
Yeah.
and that's a failing of the movie and probably something that didn't have a full script to begin with. But practical effects wise, it satisfies on that level alone because
Oh
there's
yeah.
kills nonstop. Well, not nonstop, but there's kills throughout. It's never you're not just sitting around, always sitting around, shitting it
Yeah.
up. There's always something happening, which keeps it interesting, and
Keeps the
and I think
pace.
that benefits the movie because it's not just um, you know people talking. There's some
Hmm.
blood and there's a little bit of nudity, but the ending kind of spoiled it for me because I felt like that's just gobbledygook garbage, which is unfortunate. Those are
Yeah.
my opening thoughts.
Right.
Let's move to
You guys
closing thoughts.
per
BC,
you
go
guys
ahead.
per you guys probably knew this was coming, but con dinero, sin dinero, siempre he hecho lo que quiero, y mi palabra es la ley. You guys remember that from the movie?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. What's his name? Lewis?
You
Was that the name of the
remember that?
kid?
That is
Yeah.
Louis, yeah, Louis,
Yeah.
yeah.
The little
And
kid, remember how
his
he starts
closing
randomly singing
thought.
to the blonde? And he goes, two
I
bucks
don't
for a
remember.
picture. Yeah, right. $2
Yeah,
for a
$2
picture.
for a picture. And okay, I understand that the Mayans had these violent sacrifice rituals,
Hmm.
but why
Mhm.
are they doing it in modern age? The kid,
Well, that confused me because that supposed to be like that wasn't really supposed to happen, but then it was gonna happen because of that demon guy, or what was it supposed to be like
yeah, that could have been
uh,
it. It could have been just a sort of like
a metaphorical kind of
uh
thing?
I don't think it was
like
metaphorical.
No, it didn't turn
like
out. No, but I mean, it
could have
sounded like I
been
couldn't
sort of
tell if it was gonna be
like
for real or
just
not.
like a recreation of what happened, but since the
Hmm.
demon got loose, he wanted to kill the kid at the end.
Hmm.
So
I think he wanted
yeah,
to kill him because that
but
stupid
then we
song is
have
probably what it was.
the Tom Berenger guy
Yeah.
Hmm.
and the other guy holding a mirror and everything breaks apart, and
Francisco,
that's
the guy who doesn't exist.
Francisco. That doesn't exist. Yeah, that's right.
He says the whole movie he doesn't exist. He's made up, and then all of a sudden I thought I missed something. He goes, and he's talking to the guy, and he knows him. Like, dude, make up your mind. I know it's hot, but come on, man.
Should I give my
Freaking.
coffin count now?
Yeah, finals.
How many broken dicks are you gonna give this one?
3. 3 coffins. 3 broken dicks. Blood, probably a 3. Breast, I'm gonna say. Uh, we only see the crazy chick, right? Or do we see
Yeah.
I
anybody
believe
else?
so.
No, that's
I
it.
believe so.
But I'm gonna say 3 because they're good-looking breasts. She's crazy, but they're good-looking breasts. Her body is good. Her legs are perfectly toned and everything. She's hot, but like she has these crazy eyes. Even when she doesn't, even when she's like not in crazy mode, you could tell just by looking at her eyes
hmm
that she could she could take you out. I wouldn't want to fuck someone like that.
So
That's
wait. Are you
crazy.
saying so? Let me ask you a question. Let me put you in a little hypothetical.
Sure.
You're driving in Mexico.
Okay.
It's a hot day in Mexico. All these crazy Mayan sacrifices, whatever. You're low on gas. There's one gas station there, and there's this crazy eye dick breaker. Are you gonna go get it there? Or are you gonna run out of gas and just keep on walking?
I'm gonna get gas, but I'm gonna be as polite as I possibly can. Like, please, could you fill me up? Let me know
So
how much it is.
you're not gonna
Doesn't
treat her
matter
like
if it's
the.
no, I'm not gonna treat her like bad at all. No, because that girl should be locked up in a mental institution. So
Okay.
so yeah,
So,
so three.
but BC, what if she says, "Te va a costar una pinga rota"?
Oh my God, no, no, she was crazy. So anyway,
Oh
yeah,
man.
3 overall. Blood, 2 or 3. I would say 3.
Two.
Breast,
There's a lot of blood in this.
there is a lot of blood in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lots of practical
hers
effects.
hers alone, it fills up a bathtub.
Remember the fish hooks in her
Okay, so
nose and
all right, so 3. Breast,
Knife.
2, because you only see her. And beasts, well, you don't see the actual demon doing anything except for that
at the
stupid
end.
girl with the
At the end,
foot
you kind of get his face
when
and his hands.
yeah, when he's lifting up the knife, right?
Yeah, but that's true. You only
Yeah,
see like that girl, that little
yeah,
vagrant girl,
the little
whatever.
girl with the white eyes.
Yeah,
That's scary, but she's only in like what 2 scenes?
yeah. She's not Dick
So
Breaker scary, so push her to the side.
exactly, no, yeah. So I'm gonna give Beast a 3, and that's my final decision.
Okay. I see your door in the background, and I just picture her running through the door. Yo, me llamo la comelona. Te voy a coger la pinga.
Hey, MC, is this a good time to say
No,
that? MC, is this a good time to announce that she's your secret guest right now? You're gonna let her on the
That's right. Let
put her
me
on the
bring her in.
show.
no, no,
Oh
Uh,
man.
no.
uh, I don't think you have to worry about her going after your penis, man. I think you're safe. Uh, I think she'll set her sights elsewhere. Zach says it looks good. I got this from Vinegar Cinder, but I haven't watched it yet. Looks like I need to get on it. Spectres in that double feature looks good too. I've heard Spectres kind of sucks, even though it does have Dr. Loomis in it. I heard it's not very good.
Okay.
But you let me know on a future stream, Zach. And Ash says I missed out on Sadness 4K. I told you it was gonna sell out. How much do you think it'll go for on eBay?
A lot,
Too
probably.
much. Yeah.
Probably 60 or more.
Yeah. Damn. I knew that was gonna go fast. Okay. TC, what are your thoughts on Maya?
Maya, well, overall, I did enjoy it. As far as a rating go, for the three Bs, for the beasts, again, yeah, you didn't really see the supernatural entity, except to the end, but that's okay. But I'll give it a 3 for that. The blood, definitely. I'll probably give it, because it had some cool kills. I'll give it like a 4, 4.5, because it had really cool kills. And as far as the breasts, I'm gonna stick with 2 because that's all you see are 2, and you missed out on the. Not to say that Dick Breaker was not attractive; she was attractive, but I think for me the other girl was a lot more attractive, and lost the
And
opportunity
more
there, but it's
normal.
okay. But yeah, no, yeah, but you like them you like them crazy ladies, right? Wild
And more
eyes,
normal.
I don't.
no,
I don't like him crazy. I like him normal.
those crazy gas pumping, dick breaking girls. That's what the ones you like.
She's crazy when she wanted that medallion that the Tom Berenger looking guy had,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
when
Yeah.
she saw him with the blonde girl that he had given it to her, and
yeah,
that he was kind of like using his charms on her, she
yeah.
went to his apartment and like broke everything.
That's love,
Loca,
man.
loca, man.
That's
No,
love, man. That's living la vida
crazy.
loca.
That's
BC.
not
That's what it
love.
You
is.
should.
You just don't know.
No,
I
BC needs a nice, quiet girl, who wears a shirt that says "fuck till we die," and
fuck with that.
Oh man.
Oxdub, thank you for the super chat. He's reminding us no trick can handle BC's tool.
Oh man.
Thank you for the support, my friend. And very true. It's unhandleable. Anyway, final thoughts on Maya. It's got some great practical effects, but it feels like it meanders for almost the entire movie, with no real connective tissue, which is unfortunate. Overall, I'm gonna give it 3 coffins. I think it's just okay. It's definitely worth a watch. It's not terrible. It's on the high spectrum of the 3. I thought it was good, but I don't think it's great to the point of I'm gonna watch it again, or I'm certainly not gonna buy the double feature when it comes on sale or whatever at all. I'm just not gonna purchase that one. I'm just not interested. Again, it is BC mentioned it for me, but it's basically the Latino version of Final Destination, because all the kills are basically like that. Kind of mysterious ghost kills.
Mhm,
We don't see a face. We don't see a monster,
mhm.
which is unfortunate. I hate the ending. So that really, I would actually would have gotten 4 stars or 4 coffins for this if the ending were better. But the ending sucked, so I decided to not go that route.
Yeah.
3 overall. Blood 4 because it's a pretty gory movie. It's got some great practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
Beast 3 because the kills are pretty vicious, and Breast 2 because, like TC says, you really only see
2.
two two lady lumps.
Yeah.
Speaking of lady lumps and dick breaking, let's talk about our final film of the night,
Ugh.
Singapore Sling. Now,
Singapore
you have to
Sling.
excuse me for a moment.
Difficult than I had imagined.
I have a family emergency to take care of at the moment. But TC, why don't you take over and give your thoughts on this real quick?
Well, Singapore Sling. Not really, as BC said earlier, not my cup of tea at all. I mean, I can appreciate, I guess, the cinematography behind it. The story, as far as what it is, guy searching for his missing wife, gets caught up in crazy with these crazy characters. That's fine, but the level of like deviancy, sexual deviancy that goes on is just completely out of my sandbox. So it's really not something that I would have never watched if it wasn't for this show, and I don't really care for it. I mean, I know there's people who like that, and that's cool, but it's definitely not for me. BC,
Yeah.
any thoughts?
I didn't like it either. I didn't like it either.
Mm-hmm.
I I know they were going. I think it's a Greek film, and I know they were
Yeah.
going for some artistic value with the characters that the the private was he a private detective or no?
You know what? To be
The
honest,
main guy.
it felt like it because it had like a little noirish, tendency to it. But I'm not sure if he was. I think he might have been because he was saying of being on the case. because I don't think it was unless we
Yeah.
can double check with MC to clarify, but I don't remember if he was a legit detective or if he was just took it upon himself to investigate, find out what happened to his wife. I really don't remember.
Yeah. And then when the whole thing where he doesn't talk, he's captured by these
Hmm.
two mentally deranged women, a
Yeah,
mother and daughter,
yeah.
and he doesn't talk at all. And
Hmm.
then the daughter, she talks to the camera as we were having this discussion earlier. He's like, "Oh, my mom's not here, so now I could smoke. Mom doesn't let me smoke, but I like to smoke." But
Hmm.
it's such a dysfunctional family relationship that,
Yeah.
and
It's
then
like a
the
really, it's
the
like a
food,
radical version of Misery almost.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like a really, really out there, but I don't know, man.
it wasn't. I've seen worse movies, so
Oh,
it
we know
wasn't as
that.
shocking. Yes, it wasn't as shocking as I thought it would be, but
Yeah.
I still get grossed out by the way they eat food. It's like they eat it and then they spit it out and
Mm.
stuff like that. And then the vomit and the peeing on the person, that
Yeah.
was unnecessary.
Yeah. That's a good word. That's a
And
good word. Yeah. That's one way of putting it.
Unnecessary.
I don't know why it has such a cult following. I know people that like it quite a bit.
Mm.
I would not go back and watch it again to find out, just because I
Hmm.
know it's not something that I would like. Um, I didn't like the mother and the daughter team.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that one person said that the daughter was pretty. I didn't find her pretty at all.
Uh,
I like the daughter. She's
she
fine.
was, yeah, she was fine. The mom was kind of weird looking, I guess, but the daughter was pretty. It's just, you know, the rest of it was
Yeah,
just
pretty
not.
turns out.
The rest of it.
Yeah. No. Oh, actually, I don't know if you heard us, MC. Was he in fact
Hmm.
a detective, or was it just because he was saying he was on the case, or was he just a guy just tracking
I
down his
don't
wife
know.
or whatever?
I think it's unclear, but I thought he was a detective.
Yeah, yeah, because I think
He had a
he said something about
gun,
Yeah,
people.
right?
so did
Yeah,
I.
he had a gun. Yeah, and I think he said people were telling him about getting off the case or something. So I think he was a cop or something.
Right, right. Is that it for your opening thoughts, BC?
Yeah, this mother and daughter like having sex all the time with bondage, and it's not titillating or anything. It's just it comes off as dumb. I think I wasn't like, oh man, this is hot. No, it wasn't hot. It
Mm.
was just dumb.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole scene where I think the daughter rubs fruit across her vagina. What's up with that? That's really weird. She just rubs it
What?
or rubs it.
What's up with that? That's true.
So
What's up with a lot of the? What's up with a lot of
That's how
this?
you
that
begin
was
your
weird.
stand-up act.
I mean,
Your your stand up. Where are the
I
canned
didn't
peaches?
find I didn't find anything good in this movie except that I don't
Except,
know. I don't know.
okay.
Well,
And
I
then those are
honestly
my opening thoughts.
I'm shocked. I thought you would love this movie. I don't know. You continue to be an enigma to me. I really thought you would enjoy this movie. You're gonna be shocked to hear this, but I think this is a beautiful looking movie. I don't know how something so absolutely disgusting and gross and off-putting could
Hmm.
be incredibly beautiful. Look at the black and white in this. The photography alone is jaw-dropping. That's some of the richest black and white
Hmm.
I think I've ever seen. It's so incredible. And I think if this movie had been shot in color, it would be extra gross. Um, which I think would work against it. But I think painting it in black, because that's the word I would use. Painting it in black and white makes it a fairy tale, makes it a fable, makes it above reality. I don't think the movie's supposed to be sexy. I don't think the movie's
Hmm.
supposed to be, oh wow, look, incest.
Right.
Look, the daughter's eating out the mom. I don't think it's supposed to be a
Hmm.
sexy movie because we don't really see anything. It's kind of happening. I
Yeah.
mean, the only gross stuff we see is the vomit, which I hate. I cannot get over that shit. I think that's abhorrently gross.
So you don't think the black
Absolutely
and white
despise
gives
that.
you don't think the black and white gives class to the vomit and peeing scenes?
No. But it certainly elevates this movie
Yeah,
above
yeah,
what you would imagine it to be.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
While it has gross elements in it, I
Hmm.
I this isn't like the BC would make us watch these German gore movies, which is just
Mm.
like crap. Like, oh, this guy just wants to show gore and nudity, and
Right,
it feels like a waste.
right, right.
This I'm on absolutely. Maybe again, I'm seeing it through filmmaker eyes. It's
Hmm.
a filmmaker trying to make art, and every
Hmm.
shot is really. I mean, it's a weird ass fucking movie. Make no mistake, it's fucked. It's a fucked up movie,
Yeah.
but every shot is so perfectly composed and interesting. Like, look, we got foreground here. That there's thought put into it. It's not a
Yeah.
shock movie for shock's sake, and that's what surprised me the most from it. That it wasn't a from my initial feelings on it. I thought it was going to be just some disgusting, piece of shit, random gross out movie. But
Hmm.
there's a lot more here. There's a lot more under the surface than what we're seeing. Um, and I don't think it's supposed to be a sexy time movie. I don't think it's supposed to be a any kind of titillation. It is a look
Hmm.
at depravity. It is psycho to the nth degree.
Yeah.
It is a proto misery, and I think there's a lot of power to this movie. Do I think it's great? Will I ever rewatch it again? I will never rewatch it, but I certainly walked away with a different appreciation of it than I had going in, which is
Hmm.
certainly something I didn't think would happen. I really thought I would hate the shit out of this movie. Um, but right from the beginning, I'm like, God, it's gorgeous. And I love the narration. I love that the mother and daughter speak English, but the narration is like in French or Greek or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's there's a lot of interesting elements to it that it isn't just, oh, let's eat sandwiches and vomit on each other or piss on each other. I mean,
Hmm.
it's there, but it's almost beside the point
Mm.
in a weird way. And I think evaluating it on that level is much more important than saying on the surface it's just a gross out movie. I think I honestly think it's a pretty phenomenal movie. Plot wise, I know we sort of gave a brief overlay of it. This man's looking for his wife, right? I think that's
Yeah.
who's missing.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Uh, and she has been in the past had been taken in by this mother and daughter who have an incestuous relationship. And he finds himself in their home. He's taken prisoner and then used as a basically a
A
sex
human sex toy.
slave.
Yeah.
Yeah, a human sex toy, and he's sort of like a witness to
Hmm.
their depravity, and we are him. He's us, and we're sort of watching it through his eyes, and it is gross, and it's supposed to be. But I think it's more of a peek behind the curtain at mental illness than it is at,
Mm.
hey, look how gross we can get. Oh man, look at this. Because
Yeah.
if that were the case, I don't think he would have shot it in black and white. And I think the black and white really changes the way we should approach this movie. I walked away very impressed. Honestly, I'm still not going to give it a super high rating, but it's something that was a very nice surprise for me because I thought I would end up hating this to bits, and I didn't, which is nice.
One thing that
Let
I
me go ahead,
Let-
buddy.
let-
Go ahead, BC.
sorry, one thing that I want to say is that this movie plays like a fairy tale. It's
Mm-hmm.
not a step-by-step reality movie. It's a
right.
fairy tale. It's and I didn't like that. I would have preferred it to be something more concrete. like it's a fairy tale movie. But I can't imagine these two women in real life, this thing going on like that.
Right.
So it's almost like a demented fairy tale,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
I
that's what
I
I was
didn't
saying.
like that. Yeah,
And that's interesting because you don't like fantasy. You hate monster movies, and I think uh, maybe me going in thinking you would like this movie is because I thought it would be a gross out kind of
Hmm.
like psycho girl movie, and I thought you would like
Yeah.
that. But because it's more of a, for lack of a better word, a Guillermo del Toro type of experience, uh, I can see why that it didn't work for you on that level.
yeah.
Excuse me. Sean says the females for sure were the weak point. They got too over the top. He wasn't a fan of that one. But then Sean says you're right on all accounts, MC. It's a beautiful film visually. Absolutely. Uh, absolutely. And it is from 1990, so he didn't have to
Yeah.
shoot it in black and white. It was
Right.
on purpose.
Right. Mhm.
Thanks, Oxdub. The David the Rock Nelson collection is down to 91 slips remaining. Holy shit!
Wow.
That that'll be
Wow.
gone. I grabbed mine. I can't wait. I can't wait. So excited. And BC, I don't know if you saw the website itself, but it's volume 1 out of many. So they're gonna release a lot of his movies on Blu-ray. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, the
That
fact that
is
it's
crazy.
selling, they definitely
Good,
gotta put another one.
good for him. I think he deserves it because he struggled a lot in his life and he didn't give up. And just even if his movies are crap, the fact that he didn't give up on his dream of
Yeah.
making movies, I think that shows a lot. Shows a lot of heart.
Hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely. Zach, yeah, it sounds like one most should see, but just once. It's definitely not rewatchable, although I think rewatching it, you'd be able to unpack a lot of the metaphors. But hey, that's up to you. You can watch it on YouTube, by the way, because that is where we found it. Okay,
Mhm.
that's a trailer. Let's give our finals here. TC, take it
Hmm.
away. Final thoughts and ratings.
Well, I see what you see. I get it, and I agree, I guess. But let me just to touch on something I believe I understood you said. If this movie was done in color, you wouldn't have felt the same way, right?
No, probably not.
Generally. So let me ask you this: do you think that's pretty much a cheat, like to put it in black and white and call it art, when technically if you put it in color, it's going to be the same shit?
No,
Or no?
because it's a choice. Like
Yeah,
an artist will use a certain color to mean a certain thing. And
I get it.
if
I get it.
if the Mona Lisa was painted, in finger paints, it wouldn't be as
Yeah,
cool. You know what I
that's true.
mean?
That's true. That's true.
So I think the medium is just as important. That's why people go crazy for 4K, and now people
Exactly.
say,
Yeah.
"Oh, 4K is a whole new experience."
Yeah.
Well, it's the same way with how an artist presents a movie. So I absolutely
True.
think,
True. Okay, I
um,
got you.
I mean, there's some movies that are even go out of their way to make a black and white version. Fury Road, for one,
Right.
The
Right.
Mist, because
Yeah.
they feel like that's more in keeping with the spirit of their movie.
I get it. No, I get it. Well, I mean, yeah, this generally, like I said, I see what you see. I agree. But it really isn't my kind of movie. I'd have to say, rating wise, well, as far as the beasts go, they are psychotic, and they did a pretty good job of that. But I'll give them a 3 for that. The blood, it gets pretty, even though it's black and white, but there's some pretty gory stuff in there and some pretty intense stuff in general. So I'll give them a 3 for that. And what's the other one for the for the breast? Well, that's all over the place. That's gonna probably have to be a 4.
Sorry, what was your
Mhm.
overall?
Overall, I guess because it's really not for me, but I guess judging it by what you said, which I can see it through that light, but still weighing it with the fact it's really not my cup of tea, I'll give it a 2,
Mhm.
because I'm not. I mean, I would if it wasn't for this, I would have never cared for it. I would have never watched it. So
Sure.
at best,
Yeah.
maybe the trailer, but that's it. So maybe.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, Brother Chaos, your final thoughts.
overall coffins, I'm gonna give it a one, just because it's watchable. It's not boring at all, and um, it's interesting to see what these girls are gonna come up with next. But I really didn't like this movie, so I'm gonna give it a one. Blood.
Wow.
I saw it. I don't remember how much blood was in the movie, so I'm gonna probably gonna say a two or a three. I'm gonna say three. Breasts, probably a four, and beasts a three.
Okay, all right, a lot lower than I thought, but I appreciate you sharing that. Doug D with a comment. David Lynch says black and white is harder to light and is more about light and shadow. I don't know if you'd agree. I don't know if it's harder, honestly, to light for, but then again, I'm not a DP, but I think it certainly provides different challenges and gives you more, I think, more things to play with because you don't have to worry about hiding the shadows. A big thing about lighting is you don't want shadows everywhere, but in black and white, the shadows kind of go with it. So have fun with it. And he has a new movie coming out. I don't know if you guys heard. David Lynch has a new movie coming out. We don't know when, but he's announcing something. Actually, on TC's birthday, June 5th, he's announcing some kind of new movie.
Yeah, it's a weather show or something.
We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Yes, Sean. All hail David the Rock Nelson. All right. Final thoughts.
Yeah, he's a good
Again,
dude.
he is a good dude. Look, the movie is absolutely gross and off putting. There's vomiting like 20 minutes into the movie on people. It's distasteful and nasty and unpleasant. But and whenever they were eating, I literally looked away from the screen. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
not watching this. I went, oh, what's happening over here?
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
parrot. I'll look at my bird dancing around on the windowsill. I don't want to see fucking. Their eating was disgusting.
Yeah.
That's anything with food or vomiting. Yeah. No, not for me. But it's undeniably a beautiful movie. Something I'll never watch again. But I think there's a lot more to this movie than meets the eye, which finds to me is interesting. The fact that their dad is a mummy. Like, what the fuck? What is that? Like, she's like getting doggy styled by a mummy in one scene. Like, wow, I've never seen anything like that. But obviously, he's not a mummy. But in her mind,
Yeah.
she's sort of telling it the story in a weird breaking of the fourth wall kind of
In her
thing.
warped kind of mind. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot going on, and I think it's a very interesting movie, and I think adventurous cinema goers will be rewarded with something interesting. You may not love it, but I think it's definitely worth a watch. Overall, though, I think I'm only going to go with 3 coffins. I don't think it's 4 coffin worthy, but it's. Honestly, I probably would have been with BC. I probably would have given this a 1. My initial feeling was I'm going to hate this. This is going to be a 1 or a 0. This is going to be disgusting and unpleasant. I don't like that. But the movie gave me something more to latch onto. So a 3 is what it'll get. In terms of blood, I don't remember there being any blood really.
The scene I think what the scene that I remember that had the most was when they show you what happened to the Laura, and they took her over the sink and they cut her open, and then
Yeah.
it had a little bit of gore, but not too much. But
Right. I'd lean toward a 2. Maybe you know what? I'm gonna go.
And if you let your imagination go wild with the knife part towards the end of the movie.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna go a little higher because we don't have a rating for like gross shit.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna add it to blood. So I'm gonna actually say 4 because that includes the vomiting, which is too much.
Yeah.
Right.
Beasts. These people are horrible. So they're gonna get a 5. Completely despicable human beings.
Yeah.
And breasts.
Right.
Like a 3 or a 4 for me on that one. There's a lot. There's more than meets the eye, as Transformers would say. to this one, and I think TC will agree with me. I think it's better than any Transformers movie. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we're on the same page there.
Well, there's less CG in this one, so.
Yeah, less CG. Although Michael Bay's doing a remake of this, so we'll see what happens.
Oh my god.
In IMAX.
In IMAX, yeah. All right, that's episode 3. We reviewed Maya, Singapore Sling, and Gator Bait. I think Gator Bait, in my opinion, is the winner of the night. Where do you land, BC?
Yes. Gator Bait was the best movie of the bunch. Yeah.
TC, would you agree?
100%.
Excellent. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, this rental was a satisfying one. Gator Bait, and we'll definitely be grabbing it when TerraVision releases it. Hopefully this year. I haven't been too crazy about the most recent releases, honestly, but hopefully we'll get some cool stuff down the line. Zach with a comment. BC got all the best lines tonight. He even sang a little. BC, would you sing to us again?
Con dinero, sin dinero, siempre he hecho lo que quiero, y mi palabra es la ley.
There you go. Excellent.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a real song, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, he didn't make it up. That's a real song by a famous singer. I don't remember who it was, but
You
that's
looked
a
it
real
up?
song.
You looked it up?
No, I've heard it before.
Wow.
I've heard the song before.
Oh. Okay.
I've heard
You
the
heard
song
it?
before.
Oh, okay.
Great. Doug D says it's good to see BC. I wish him well. There you go. And Zach says
you, Doug.
beautiful. All right. Well, that's it for this episode. We don't know what's coming next week or next month, I should say. I'll be back from my trip from Italy, so maybe we'll do an Italian movie. I don't know. We'll have to decide. BC, do you have anything you want to suggest for next episode?
Not really. No, I haven't thought that far ahead. I would have to think, and when I come up, if I come up with something that's available for all 3 of us to watch, I'll let you guys know.
Gotcha. And TC, you're willing to join us again for another madcap romp of reviews?
Yeah, as long as there's no Singapore Sling kind of thing. Yeah, sure. No, yeah, I'm up for it.
Well, next up is the Vomit Gore Trilogy.
All right. That's your favorite, right? That's your cup of tea, right? It's your cup of
there's
joe.
no dick breakers. There's no dick breakers in that, right, BC?
I like the first 2 Vomit Gore trilogy movies, but I absolutely despise the filmmaker, Lucifer Valentine. I've heard so many negative things about him, especially from Stephen Biro, which is the president of Unearthed.
Yeah.
And that guy is scum.
Well,
yeah.
I have good news for you because James
So
Gunn is going to be doing the new ones. You can fact check it if you want, so you can check that out after Superman.
Okay. All right.
After
IMAX.
You mean after Hometown Superman, who takes fucking forever to put his goddamn shoes on? Dude, hurry up! The world is fucking ending. Get your fucking shoes on, bro.
Oh man, it would have been funny if the shot would have been him sitting on the toilet and that's in the background. He's like,
yeah, exactly. You might as well.
Oh,
what
man.
the shit, dude? Hurry up, man.
Oh,
boy,
man.
you gotta go back. Time to make the donuts.
time to make the donuts.
All right, so next episode would be it's as much a mystery to you as it is to us, but we promise 3 very interesting movies, either something that's gonna be released by Vinegar Syndrome, TerraVision, or Severin. We'll usually try to keep it in the realm of something coming to physical media soon, or we'll pick something at random that we find on YouTube. Get that pussy off the screen.
He's gonna get demonetized.
Kubrick Lover, what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. It's
Sing
been a
your song
while.
now.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up?
But yeah, so it'll be a surprise to you and to us as well. Alex, thank you for the final super chat. That's amazing, man. Thank you so much for being so supportive. Keep doing these, MC. Godspeed,
Thank you.
MC, TC, and BC. Thanks, boys. Hope you have a good
No
night,
problem.
Oxtub. Appreciate that. All right, gentlemen. Anything else you want to share before we head out? What do you have planned for June, BC? Any big plans?
No big plans, just helping my mom out with different stuff. And this is kind of off topic, but I was wondering if you guys have ever heard of. I was talking to Tracker Chaos earlier. Have you heard of an anime called Tokyo Ghoul? I'm kind of watching that one now.
Oh, are you? Okay, cool. I've watched the first 2 episodes, but I haven't really followed it. Are you liking it?
I like it so far. Yeah, I'm liking it. Yeah,
Great.
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
TC, what are you doing in June?
Nothing out of this world. I'm working Wednesday, like you said, is my birthday, so I'm gonna probably go on the hunt, see if I can find some stuff. Make something of the day. But nothing too special.
You gotta throw a party. Go hang out with BC and go find some dick breakers.
I'm gonna head over to Mexico to hot sweaty Mexico, get some gas, find a dick breaker or something.
Dude,
a crazy-eyed dick breaker.
I'm so close to Mexico. Obviously being in LA that I forget sometimes. And I went down to San Diego and I suddenly run into a checkpoint. And I'm like, what the fuck is a checkpoint? What are they doing a checkpoint for? And they're like, oh, sir, where are you coming from? And I'm like, San Diego. And they're like, oh, they were like checking the car. And I'm like, what the fuck is the big deal? And I didn't realize till after. I'm like, oh, fuck. I was like really close to the border. But I honestly have zero desire to go to Mexico.
You should have said, I'm trying to get to the titty twister. Where is that?
I'm about to get my dick broke.
I'm looking for some mind sacrifices.
Yeah. No, I have no interest at all in doing that. But yeah, everybody wish TC a happy birthday in the comments.
Oh, thanks.
He's turning the big 5-0.
No, I'm not. Yeah, right.
Close.
Close, but not yet.
But you wouldn't know it because he still buys Yokozuna wrestling figures.
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, there you go. Who's that? Is that
Captain Lou Albano?
That's Captain Lou. Okay, yeah. Nice. Amazing. You know what you should do, TC? And I'm like off topic again, but 100% serious.
What's that?
You should start, and you can do it under Tracker Chaos if you want to start a YouTube channel. Because these are no serious. These are really popular.
What? Toy reviews?
You don't even have to be on camera, or you could if you want to do toy reviews. But going to these do really well. Going to like Walmart or not Toys R Us.
Oh, the fig hunts and all that stuff like that.
Yeah, and you're like oh hey, they've got this. It's $12.99. People love that shit. I know. I would watch.
I'm actually gonna watch now when we're done. A couple of them.
Yeah, there you go. You should absolutely do that, man.
That would be cool. Thank you.
Happy birthday from Chris. I think honestly it's super easy. You film it on your phone. I mean, you already have a YouTube account as TC, so just throw it up there. I'll cross promote you and do like a video a week. Dude, and it's like literally no stress because
I wonder if people must look at the workers must look at those people weird though, right? Like I can imagine you walking around talking to yourself, filming the stuff.
Dude, have you ever seen people working at Walmart and Target? If I need to ask for help, where's everybody? Does nobody work here?
No, that's true. Actually, there's a guy I've seen in my local Target that I don't know what his channel is, but I've seen him. And he's talking to some, he's obviously on a YouTube thing, but early in the morning. So I don't know. He's live streaming like early in the morning, doing some kind of funds of some kind. But yeah,
you don't even have to do, if you have iPhone, you have iMovie and just edit it. Like here's a clip. It's super easy. Yeah. I can help you off camera, and give you pointers. But I think you should, because I was thinking about this, because I was watching some of the videos you recommended, and that kind of led me to other people. And I'm like, man, TC should be doing this because he knows his shit.
Oh.
And he's got the collector mindset, so I think you'd be really
Yeah.
good for that, man.
Oh, thanks. I mean, that's a thought. That's a thought. That's not a bad
And it's
idea.
easy to do, and I think most people would follow you over there as well. And you could do it with BC, when he's not asleep. Uh,
I actually wake up quite early. When I'm asleep, is whether if I'm having a bad day and I'm depressed and I stay in
Mhm.
bed. But usually I wake up early, 8 a.m. or sometimes earlier.
nice, very good. Early bird catches the dick
Yeah.
break, as they say.
Oh man, no
uh,
dick break. No.
no dick break. Zach, last comment: triple the chaos, triple the fun, so much chaos. Great episode. Happy birthday, TC.
Thanks.
All right, gang. We'll see you next month. I'm gonna be doing maybe 2 videos this month specifically. I'm gonna be doing one on Monsterpalooza, which I film tomorrow, and then I'll be filming something in Italy. That's my big thing in June. We're gonna go to Italy with the family, and spend some money there on pizza and wine and random shit. By the way, I don't know if you know this, BC. Dario Argento owns a movie store in Rome,
Oh
and
yeah, I heard about that.
I know.
it's run by Luigi Cozzi. Isn't that the craziest thing? I'm
I
excited,
didn't know
man.
it was run by Luigi Cozy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'll be stopping by there and hopefully I'll be able to do a video. I hear it's small, but I'll do some kind of video. Maybe I can meet Mr. Cozzi and say like, "Hey, why are your movies so fucking crazy?" Uh,
Mm.
but until we meet again, we wish you the best. We hope you're well. Take care of yourself at the start of the summer. We hope you've enjoyed these reviews. Join us for next time. Remember to leave a thumbs up. And wherever you are in the world, don't fucking Mexico because you'll probably lose your wiener.